Welcome back to episode 13 of Valley Sports Talk. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about some NBA drama. Trade deadline is quickly approaching. I don't even know what day it is. I think
it's like the 25th. Is the trade deadline the 25th? In like 2 days?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's the 23rd, right?
That's
Today's the
today.
23rd.
Yeah.
I thought the trade deadline was like the 25th or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 2 days.
So 2 days. So
Yeah,
the trade deadline might have already passed by the time this video goes out. So a lot of these moves might have already happened. We're going to be talking about some trade talk, about all the big names that are out right now, where we think they're going to go. Maybe a fun pick where we sort of want them to go, but it might not be as realistic. We're also going to start a bit about some injuries, about LeBron, LaMelo, and then Max is going to do some trivia time for us. So it's going to be me versus Brandon. Max made 10 questions, like the last 2 episodes, from there. And we're going to jump right into it, talking about LeBron's and LaMelo Ball's injuries.
As always, I'm with Brandon.
Don't worry about us, I guess.
Yeah.
As always, my name's Noah, and I'm joined by...
All right.
But yeah, LeBron out indefinitely. LaMelo out for looking like the whole season. What does this do for the Hornets and Lakers, boys?
Well, for one, I don't know LaMelo now because of this injury. We can't say LaMelo is going to be the clear Rookie of the Year pick yet. Still say Anthony Edwards has an opportunity to maybe climb that ladder a little bit, just because he has been putting up some crazy offensive numbers. But I think he is still the clear one right now. But
for sure.
He could. I don't know. Maybe something happens there.
I'd say by the end of the year, Anthony Edwards passed him.
You think so?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah, there's still
But if you look at the stats, I mean, you could still.
There's still a month of the season.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I understand
It's
that.
just this month of LaMelo being out is really going to screw over his chances to winning it.
That's true. But he has been far better than.
Oh yeah, if he played all season, he would have been like the clear cut winner.
Yeah, for sure,
easily.
100%. I also think Charlotte goes down a little bit actually because of this. I think he's that good. I think.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, and then the LeBron thing, I just like we were watching earlier with the Woj bombs, the Woj report. He was just saying that even if LeBron and AD are out for at least a month, maybe the Lakers drop down to the 6 or 7 speed, maybe.
Could they drop down more than that? They're only 6 games out of 10th spot.
Yeah, so that's the issue. They could. You never know.
And the Grizzlies just won a big game. And the Grizzlies are the 10th
I don't know.
seed.
I can't believe we're saying this, but it's
they're
relying on
still,
Kuzma. Like,
that's why I'm so happy I traded for him in fantasy now, because literally LeBron, AD are out, and then I just traded for Kuzma randomly, and then now Kuzma's gonna be like their number 1 or 2 option next to Schroeder, obviously.
I'm happy that I've made a couple of trades more recently now.
I'm not happy. Both of you guys were trying your nuts off to get Ball from me, and now I said no, and I should have accepted.
You should have said you would have at least got something for him. But yeah, even if the Lakers drop to the 10 seed, they're still in that play-in tournament that the NBA put in this year, obviously, for the COVID season.
I also gave Ethan LeBron.
So I can't see the Lakers not making the playoffs. Like if they're the 9-10 seed and if they somehow end up dropping down to the 9-10 seed and they're in the play-in tournament, I still see them coming out of there. And then, like we just watched in the Woj report, the Suns and Jazz, like I'd be crapping my pants if the Lakers are all of a sudden the 7th or 8th seed, and you got to play the Lakers, the reigning champions, LeBron and Anthony Davis in round 1. Like, you worked all this so hard for these number 1 and 2 seeds, and all of a sudden you just get faced with the Lakers. Like, thanks.
I agree.
That basically, I mean, like teams like the Spurs and the Mavs and the Warriors and stuff like that, they're basically guaranteed a playoff spot now, because the Lakers are hurt. That's 1 extra spot, basically, right? So, I mean, the Clippers are in a good spot now. If they can, honestly, if I'm the Clippers, I'm 4 games out of first place, a game and a half out of second.
I'm happy where I am.
I don't. Yeah, you probably want to just stay behind.
Stay there, play some mellow basketball.
Yeah.
Not LaMelo, obviously, but mellow. Like,
don't be out for the season.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, sad injuries, obviously. Watching House of LaMelo on Instagram every day, and even House of LeBron, LaMelo. Yeah, we were just talking were we talking on podcasts about Anthony Edwards?
Yeah,
we were. Okay, yeah. Like, does Anthony Edwards take over the Rookie of the Year now? With LaMelo obviously being out for the rest of the season.
Possibly,
yeah.
And you even got players like James Wiseman, who he's hurt right now, but if he can
Emmanuel quickly can even take it if he keeps playing well for the Knicks.
Yeah.
And obviously the MVP race now, like your two front runners for mostly the whole.
That's crazy.
I'll say front runners because it was between LeBron and Embiid are both gonna be out for almost a month now, each. So like, does Jokic take over? Does Dame take over? Does Curry like sneak up? Does even Chris Paul get some votes? You never know. Harden, yeah. I don't know. Definitely a pretty crazy season.
Ben Simmons? No.
But yeah. So obviously trade deadline is also coming up, which will make the season even crazier if some of these moves happen. I think we have about 2, 4, 6, 7 players. That's like 7 bigger names that are out on the market right now. We're gonna pick the team we think that would be most likely to get them, and then sort of like a fun pick for us where we kind of want them to go. So yeah, our first player, unless they have something to add to the injuries. Anybody? No, you're good. First player is Kyle Lowry. Billy, you can go ahead and start. Talk about him a bit.
So obviously, with Kyle Lowry, there's been talked about interest with Miami, Philly, and the Clippers. I mean, might be a little bit of Toronto bias, but I just don't see Kyle Lowry being traded this year.
Yeah.
Mainly because just as a Raptors as a Raptors front office, like Kyle Lowry brings so much to a team more than like points and just play, like his heart and his desire to win and all the charges he takes and leadership. I don't think the Raptors are going to get back for Kyle what they would want, and for that reason I don't think he's going to get traded. If he does get traded, I think the most likely team would be the 76ers, just contract wise and money wise. The 76ers have the best bring back, and like I was talking to Noah before, apparently the Heat are don't want to give up too much, so I don't think that's an option. If Lowry were to go to the 76ers and you had a starting lineup of like Lowry, Lowry, Curry, Harris, Simmons, and Embiid, that's pretty nasty. That's pretty nasty.
Defensively too.
Defensively, that's a baller team. So I personally, I don't think he gets traded. If he does, I see him going to the 76ers.
76 your fun pick then?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm kind of with Brandon. I don't see Lowry getting moved. The Raptors already came out a couple days ago and said like, yeah, we're not trading Kyle Lowry unless we get like a farm for him. Personally, I don't really say I want them to trade Kyle Lowry, but I think it'd be more like the respectful thing to do, sort of. They're on a 9-game lose streak. Obviously, last night they lost to the 20-loss team Rockets. Something's not going.
Lost them.
Yeah,
they lost the
Rockets.
It wasn't close either. But yeah, I don't want him to leave. I don't think he's gonna go. But I think if they do trade him, it'd be out of respect for him. Obviously he's been there. He's probably the Raptors' GOAT, I'd say. Like the greatest player, but like the most respected player that's ever played for the franchise.
Yeah.
I think the one that makes the most sense would be Miami because they seem like they're pushing the most for him. Obviously, they don't want to give too much back. Like the Raptors have come out and said they want Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero, but obviously I don't think the Heat would want to do that considering they didn't want to throw Tyler Hero in for James Harden. So I feel like why would they do that for Kyle Lowry?
Mm-hmm.
And then my fun pick would be the LA Clippers. The Clippers need that point guard. Patrick Beverley's not going to cut in the playoffs. Reunite Lowry with Kawhi and Serge. And even then, they have a great big three with PG, Kawhi, and Lowry. And yeah.
All right, so I have him staying. I didn't necessarily go with a fun pick, although I do think the Clippers would be interesting. I saw him staying, and I wanted him to stay, and that's kind of what I based my predictions off of. I know the Heat are interested in Kyle Lowry, but like I said, I don't want him going there, mostly because I have him in fantasy, so there's that, and I want his production to stay how it is. But otherwise, I don't know. From my understanding, it doesn't seem like Kyle Lowry wants to be traded, even though they're losing so much. I don't know. I feel like he wants to stay there. I could be wrong, But because of
From what
that,
he says, he wants to retire as a Raptor. So he said whether or not he gets traded, he's going to sign at the end of his career, he's going to sign a 1 year deal, with one day deal with the Raptors to retire as a Raptor.
And and from my perspective, I think that's that's something I really would want. I think that's really cool. I think for an American athlete to come over here and to love Canada as much as he does and to want to stay here, I can't not want him to stay here. So I have him staying, although like I said, the Heat would be interesting. Same with the Sixers and the Clippers. But I'm going with him staying.
So our next player is LaMarcus Aldridge. Obviously, he's been held out of games because the San Antonio Spurs are trying to figure something out for him, whether he gets bought out or traded. He won't be with the Spurs moving forward. So yeah, I don't know who wants to go first.
Just from reading up, it seems like the Heat and the Trailblazers have expressed their interest in Aldridge. Personally, again, on the same token, I don't see Aldridge getting traded. I see him getting bought out. I mean, the Spurs aren't even using him, so obviously if he doesn't get traded, he's going to be bought out. So if he's going to be bought out, I don't know if a team will want to give up assets for something they could just buy in a week or so. Out of the Heat and the Trailblazers, I really like the fit as a Trailblazer. Having
former team.
Yeah, his former team going back. I didn't even think about that, but yeah. Dame, McCollum, Nurkic gets back. You got Melo. You got Covington. I think that's a good fit. Personally, my fun team would be the Suns. Just because I would really like the lineup of Paul, Booker, Bridges, Aldridge, and Ayton. I think that'd be a really strong top five if the Suns really want to make a push this year. Which they should, yeah. They're going to need, I don't think just Paul, Booker, and Ayton. I don't know if that's because they're also like, their four right now is Crowder. And I don't think Crowder and Bridges as a starting five can get you as far as the Suns want to go. You're cold? I think Aldridge is an upgrade over Crowder. And I think it can definitely help make that push they're looking to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Brandon. I don't think he gets traded. I think he gets bought out. Just his salary's so large, and like what Brandon said, why would we trade assets whenever he could get bought out the next day? My fun pick is the Blazers, like Brandon mentioned. I feel like a lineup with Dame, CJ, either Melo or Covington, and then Aldridge, and then whenever Nurkic gets back, Nurkic, but until Nurkic gets back, Cantor, and have either Covington or Melo as your six man. I think that's a great top six, because like obviously we see Melo's not Melo, but he's getting his points.
Yeah.
Covington's a really great defender, and he can make the three. Then you have you're getting.
Oh yeah.
Whenever Nurkic is healthy, he's a top 15 center.
What does Covington do?
He puts up like 10 points, but he gets
rebounds, assists,
steals, and like he'll put you up. He'll give you.
Trades.
He could give you like
a Draymond type.
Yeah,
but no, I don't think he's as good as Draymond.
Like he'll give you like a 10-5-5, 3-3 game.
That's cool. That's fun.
But yeah, my fun pick is the Blazers. I didn't even think of the Suns, but they are a cool pick. And my other sort of one out there would be the Boston Celtics.
That'd be fire.
Yeah, so I have him leaving, and I have him leaving to the Blazers, just like Noah. The Heat are interested in LaMarcus Aldridge, but I see him going to the Blazers just because of the fit. He's been there before, right?
Yeah, right. Got traded too from the Spurs.
Yeah, exactly. So there's some familiarity there. I don't have too much to say on LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, he's a good player, but one of the smaller probably talked about trade deadlines options. But you want to move on to our next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so our next trade talk deadline player would be Lonzo Ball, and I'm saying that he's staying with the Pelicans just because I think he's too valuable for them right now, although they aren't playing that well. But if you look at his stats, if you look how he's improved with the team, it'd kind of be hard to want to take him off, considering how high he's risen in his value. But I want him to go to the Clippers. I think if you added him to the Clippers, you have PG, Kawhi, although he might not necessarily be your well, I wouldn't even say that he isn't your prototypical point guard, but it would be different than, let's say, a Kyle Lowry or I'm not saying Chris Paul, but like that someone that's more your traditional point guard. I find Lonzo kind of brings that mystery to him as a player. Although he is improving, the combination of those three would be quite interesting. So that's where I'd want him to go. I'm not saying it would not necessarily be the best fit, but I think it would be definitely very interesting to watch with having him set up PG and Kawhi, and you'd also have Serge on down low. So, yeah, that's what I think.
I don't see him moving, but my fun pick would be the Bulls. Bulls have been rumored. I like the lineup of sort of like a combo guard. Have Kobe White at the 1. Lonzo's a bit taller, so have him at the 2. You can move Zach LaVine to the 3. Laurie Markkinen and Wendell Carter up at front. Sort of move Otto Porter and your rookie Patrick Williams to the bench for now. I like that. I can't talk right now. I like the defensive aspect that Lonzo brings there. That's not a very good defensive 5. Zach LaVine's not a very good defender at all. Kobe White's an average defender, where Carter's a bit undersized and Markkinen's not a good defender at all. That's why they had Otto Porter in there. But if you kind of like slot a ball handling, passing, defending point guard in Lonzo, I like the fit there. They can do it too. I think they have the cap space to do it. They just don't want to give up that much. Like Max put in here, their offer right now is Thomas Satoransky and a 2nd round pick, but New Orleans asking for a good 1st round pick or a young player. Depending if Chicago wants to give that up or not, Tail will tell in 2 days or not. But I don't see him leaving. Obviously, I see the Pelicans leaving, keeping him. But if the Pelicans also don't think they can sign him in free agency, or they think they don't want to pay him that much, I think they should get something up for him. You traded him for Anthony Davis, so you want to get something back for that.
For sure.
So if they're gonna trade him, I think he goes to the Bulls.
So my thing about Lonzo is I'm just looking at their cap space for next year.
Pelicans cap space?
Yeah, and it's looking like basically next year they're gonna have between like 20 and 30 mil in cap space. And they do got players like Steven Adams, Brandon Ingram, and Bledsoe locked up long term. So basically, the thing that the Pels got to think about is if you sign Lonzo, that's basically, this is your core. So do you think you can win with the core you have right now? If so, you bring him back. If not, I think you try and trade him, because I mean, if you're not gonna bring him back, you might as well trade him and get something for it. Because some team will offer Lonzo a contract in free agency. Like, he's going to get his money more than people probably think. So, I mean, they're going to have to make a decision. If Lonzo does get traded, I think a fun team would be the Hawks. Having another ball handler, another assist man on the Hawks might free up Trae Young a little bit.
And Trae Young is not a good defender.
Trae Young's not a good defender, which is nice. The starting lineup would be like Young, Ball, Gallinari, Collins, and Capella. And you could have like a 6-man of like...
that's saying if John Collins gets traded, though. Collins will start at the 4 if he doesn't get traded.
Well, I guess you guys know that I don't think John Collins will be traded. And then you could have like a 6-man of I guess, Bogdanovich.
He's in trade talks too.
I guess it's true. But I mean, like, the Hawks are also another team, if I look at the standings real quick, who are in a playoff hunt. They're currently 5th in the East, tied for 4th. So, I mean, adding another guy like that would just help them out.
For sure. Speaking of John Collins, he's our next player.
You want me just to go as I was talking about him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you see with my starting 5 for the Hawks, if they added Ball, I don't think John Collins is going to get traded. Like I just said, the Hawks are in a playoff push, tied for 4th in the division. They got a nice young core. I don't see why they'd want to trade John Collins, because he's a really good young player. You match him up with Young, and that's a good duo. If he does get traded, I think a fun team for him would be the Mavs, to make a nice big 3 with him, Porzingis, and Doncic. and just what was I saying? The Mavs have a couple nice shooters around them, and I feel like they have a really good team.
I see him getting moved. The Hawks don't want to pay him, even though I think he's worth the money because he's a great player, and I think he should be part of Atlanta's future. But obviously, I'm not a NBA GM, so obviously they think I'm wrong. My cap space pick or like my team would be the Celtics. I think either the Celtics are going to get one of either John Collins or Aaron Gordon, who we will talk about later. It fits a need for them. You know, they need that four with a lineup like Kemba, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and then either Collins or if they say get Gordon, and then Tice or Tristan Thompson. I think that'd be a great lineup. Have Marcus Smart off the bench, guys like Jeff Teague, Peyton Pritchard, Robert Williams off their bench. My fun pick is kind of like a weird one. It's Minnesota. Obviously they're in the rebuild. They're probably the worst team in the league. But everybody's always saying like, oh, they got to get that four beside Cat. I think if you get this guy, John Collins, beside Cat, I think that starts to boost your rebuild. I think they'll pay him if they get him too. John Collins is a pretty average defender. You could even say he's above average. And Cat's not the best defender in the world, but he's a great scorer. And if they pair up, like everybody's been saying, oh, Cat needs that four. John Collins should be that four for them. So that's my fun pick.
So I have him. What I think is going to happen is I think he's going to stay. I've done some research recently, and it seems like what people are saying is although Atlanta is receiving trade interest from a lot of people, I think they're pretty confident with John Collins, more confident than what they were at the beginning of the season or even like a month ago. If you look at his play, he's been doing nothing but getting better as of recently. So with that being said, though, I would want him to go to the Boston Celtics. I think that if they're missing a piece, it would be a number one big man. I'm not saying Collins is a center necessarily, but a four for sure. And I think that provides them with a little bit more size, a little bit more depth, and this is just kind of a little bit off point, but I find the Celtics have been
pretty subpar.
Yeah, and I think they do need something like this. They would need something like this more than anybody else. I mean, the Mavs, although it would be a good pickup, he is. I'm not saying he's exactly the same as Porzingis, but he's kind of
plays a similar game.
Similar game, same position. Not necessarily a big man that's a
defender.
Defender, more of an offensive presence. So that's why I was swaying away from them. And the other teams, I'm just not. I mean, the Kings, they already have Holmes as a pretty good center.
Bagley.
He's in trade talks too.
Yeah, and Bagley as well. So
I think everybody playing well this year is in trade talks.
Everyone's always in trade talks.
Everyone's always in trade talks.
Unless you're like LeBron.
I would say Celtics more than anyone, but I have him staying because I think the Hawks aren't idiots.
So question.
Yep.
Just because I don't know, if you get bought out,
you can sign with any team.
Is it the player choice?
You're basically your free agent.
Yeah, it's player's choice. Yeah. Okay, I was gonna
That's
say,
is
it like a waiver wire or something like that? But
no. It's players, they get offered a deal and they can take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, moving on to Drummond. Drummond's kind of in the same spot as Aldridge, but I would say he's obviously better than Aldridge, and he's been sat out for a lot longer, and I feel like because a trade hasn't happened yet, through all the trade talks that have been going around with
you have him, right? Oh, you have
him. I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for him to get picked up. I'm not gonna let him go though.
We'll have fun.
With the talks with like the Raptors, for example, just the fact that nothing's happened yet, I think it's going to be a same sort of situation where he's going to be bought out. And then if he gets bought out, I guess he can go to any team. So I feel like just because you guys were saying it, I think the Lakers would be a fun one. Adding another big star to this team would just make them unstoppable. I feel like if Drummond were to get added to this team, I feel like they'd definitely be favorites.
It's like you're basically switching out Dwight and JaVale for Andre Drummond, and that is not an issue at all.
No, I totally agree with Brandon. He gets paid $27 million. You could say it's a bit of an overpay for the value he brings, just getting rebounds and stuff by the rim. and blocks. So yeah, I say he gets bought out. I don't think anybody really wants, because if you got to think about it. If they want to match salary, they're gonna have to throw in a big salary.
Exactly.
Usually the better players get higher salary, right? So you don't really want to get you don't really want to have to give up a good player to get back a player like Andre Drummond, where he could just get bought out. My fun pick is going to be the Celtics again, and also to throw in the Lakers in there. Like I said, for John Collins, the Celtics are in desperate need of a big. Right now they're playing Tatum at the 4, and he's not really your typical big. So if they get Drummond, that brings them a paint presence and a rebounder who can just grab the ball, kick it out to Jaylen Brown, Kemba, Tatum, even Marcus Smart can knock down the 3. And then like the Lakers, sure they have Marcus Aldridge, but you can bring up Marcus Aldridge off the bench. He'll bring in a perfect defensive presence.
Yeah.
And then even then you can play Marcus Aldridge in crunch time over Drummond if you really want to because of his defense. And Marcus Aldridge can still get you rebounds and blocks. I don't know. I see him getting bought out. Both the Celtics, Lakers, and even, sadly, Nets would be fun pickups for all 3 of them. But yeah.
Stupid.
I'd like to see him go to a good team. I mean, like, he's 27, 28.
He's been with the Pistons and now the Cavs.
Pistons, Cavs. I feel like, I mean, if I were him, I'd go to a good team because, I mean, like, I'm as weird as this situation is for him, being sat out basically the whole year. This is probably one of his best chances at getting a ring because he's got his own choice.
He's got money, so
yeah,
it's not
he got the bag.
Well, it's like a big chance for him because obviously if you get bought out, you're probably going to sign to a small 1-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you can go to a championship, be a decent role player for them, or like a big 3, I guess, for like a Lakers.
Well, he could be a 4th, honestly.
Yeah, and then you can sign a big contract again if you show you can still play.
Yeah, if you play with LeBron, good things happen.
Yeah.
That's why I have him as my fun pick going to the Lakers. Otherwise, he's getting bought out. I don't know where he's signing if he buys it. If he's bought out, but my fun pick Lakers. You guys basically talked about mostly what I was going to say. I think it's fair for us to just move on to.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Aaron Gordon next up. I have him going to the Celtics. Like I said, the only reason why I have him going to the Celtics specifically is just because I think the Celtics. I feel like they're not, if they're looking for a piece. He fits their. Yeah, is he a 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gordon.
Three or
3 or 4.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4. So, he's honestly not that. He's kind of like a shittier Jaylen Brown a little bit. But aside from that, I kind of see him going to the Celtics. I don't have really any big reasons behind that. A fun pick I thought would be going to the Warriors. Adding him. I don't know if who would they get rid of if the Warriors were to do that. But I just think having him, Oubre, and Curry and Wiggins, that would be a lot of fun to watch, if anything, because Gordon gives you some bounce as well, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, like I said earlier with John Collins, I have Aaron Gordon going to the Celtics. They've been the most rumored team with him. Whether or not Marcus Smart goes back the other way was another rumor. We don't know. It makes the most sense. You can run him at the 4, you can run him at the 3, you can even run him at small ball center if you really want. But my fun pick would be the Blazers. To me, this is the perfect fit for both teams. They'd probably get back someone like Anthony Simons or Nazir Little or Zach Collins in the deal for the Magic's part side. And then the Blazers get a 4 to run beside Nurkic or Canner, as well as Dame and CJ. This is a perfect lob partner for Dame. He can set screens and roll to the 3 and knock it down. To me, the Blazers, I want the Blazers to trade for him. I think it's just a perfect fit. I've been watching a bit of videos on this on YouTube about him, and everybody's saying the Blazers the fit for him. So I don't know. Hopefully, he goes to the Blazers, but I see him going to the Celtics personally.
I also see him going to the Celtics. I mean, they're the only real team that's posted some real offers. I'm looking at a website right now, and it said there was a trade offer of Gordon and Fournier for Smart and two firsts. Which is it's pretty significant if you ask me. But, I mean, like they said, the Aaron Gordon on the Celtics. Aaron Gordon just needs I think he just needs a fresh start. I think he's better than people think he is. He's just, Orlando just hasn't really worked out. A fun pick. What?
Nothing.
What?
I just saw something.
Oh.
It's not on yours.
You guys chirping me?
No, you're chirping me, literally.
How am I chirping you?
You literally said... No.
Oh, you just saw that.
Okay,
I can't say that on a podcast. I mean, I guess if Aldridge doesn't work out with the Suns, I feel like the Suns would be the fun pick for the same reasons I said LaMarcus Aldridge at the beginning. That lineup, you could put Aaron Gordon at the 3 or the 4, depending on if you like Bridges or Crowder better in the starting positions. But yeah, go ahead, Maxie, as you're all upset. Go talk about Oladipo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's just move on to the quit now.
Let's screw me over.
Yeah, that's what I want to do right now. Victor Oladipo. So I have him going to the Pistons. Pistons have been talking to Oladipo, even though the Rockets are kind of not necessarily wanting to trade him, just considering they got him. But then again, seems like this guy kind of
doesn't want to be in Houston.
Yeah, that's true. So,
Houston has a problem.
Yeah,
Houston, we have a problem.
What I've read up is that playoffs teams are reluctant to trade for him. Rebuilding teams don't want him long term, and no matter where he ends up, this is just a quote from an article I read. Oladipo still has clearly something to prove. I agree with that. I don't think we've got this really talented player, this guy that we can get 20 plus every single night, and plays good defense, and we have really no idea of what he's supposed to do for a team and what's his role and what can he do with a team, because he's been all over the place for the past couple of years. So right now I have him going to the Pistons, and my fun pick was the New York Knicks. I thought that he'd be a fun player to watch in the Garden. So yeah.
My sort of real team is Miami Heat. They've also been rumored for him, as they've been rumored for everybody, basically. I think he slots in nice at the 2 there. Him and Jimmy at the 2 and 3 is a nice defensive combo there. Obviously, you got Bam, who's also a great rim protector, whether they run somebody like Kendrick Nunn or Goran Dragic at the 1 as being sort of like the main ball handler. Even then, Jimmy's probably more of the main ball handler, but whatever. And then whoever they have at the 4, whether they start like someone like Kelly Olynyk or I don't even know who else they have, to be honest, that could start there. I just like the fit there, and my fun pick is, again, the Lakers. The Lakers are trying to get that third piece, even though they already have 2 top 10 players in AD and LeBron. I think he also fits in well with the defense. LeBron's getting a bit older, even though he's still playing great defense, as by all the advanced stats stay. And then AD's a great rim protector, great perimeter defender. You got also guys like KCP in there who can defend, Wesley Matthews, and then Marc Gasol as well. I just think he fits in on that team. Obviously, he'd be more like the third option. I see him putting up around like 16 to 18 points a game, just being like sort of like that defender that you can put on the number 1 ball handler on the other side. So yeah, fun pick, Lakers.
Personally, I don't have him getting traded. The only reason I don't have him getting traded is just because it seems like they're looking for. It seems like they're probably not going to get back what they want to get back. If he were to get traded, my fun pick and I'm calling it a fun pick because I don't think they have the cap space for it, but my fun pick would be the Milwaukee Bucks. They're a game and a half out of first place. The 76ers and Nets are both hurt right now, so they could definitely make a jump if they got a guy like Oladipo. You could have a starting 5 of like Holiday, Oladipo, Middleton, Giannis,
PJ Tucker, and then Giannis at the 5.
Even that would work too.
And that would really good lineup.
That would be I don't
defensively.
Yeah, that's
that
what
is
I mean.
The best defensive lineup in the league.
And like the separation between they're in third right now. The separation between them and 4th is 6.5 games. So they're basically guaranteed top 3. If they added another piece, I feel like they would definitely they would be first place. I don't think they have the cap space for it though, but it'd be fun.
It would definitely be fun. You want to go with the Clippers?
All I was saying about the Clippers is they're in trade talks with. There's just little talks. I'll go over quickly. Oklahoma City for George Hill, Minnesota for Ricky Rubio. This is just what the Clippers are trying to do if they don't find that.
They're trying to get a point guard.
I watched a YouTube video about it, and basically it's impossible to trade for George Hill. The way the cap space is going, it's like because he makes $18 million a year, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And I was just watching a video on how the trade would work, and the Clippers would have to give up like 3 players to make the salaries match, and I don't think they'd want to do that for Hill. But Minnesota would be interesting.
So
we're gonna move into to trivia time.
Bonus quiz.
Max's sort of what's it called? What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Grumpy?
Definition is
Grumpy?
prepare yourself for the coolest, hardest, just for Brandon. Quiz your life, just Brandon's life. This will challenge you like no quiz has ever challenged you before, Brandon. I hope you're prepared. And then he puts in brackets. Noah, take it easy on the guy. Thanks.
I think he's just a little upset because he lost last week, which isn't even my
Unfairly,
fault.
it
He
was.
should just be mad at Noah because Noah was
Stupid
smarter than
question.
him. But
I mean, even though we both did brutal on it,
I would have won that quiz if it
we would have went to overtime.
Yeah, overtime if it were not for the LeBron question, which I knew was LeBron.
Well, then say LeBron. Why are you mad at me for that?
Stupid question.
Stupid question.
Stupid answer.
I'm ready to go for 5.
All right.
For 10.
What is it based on? You gotta tell me what the
Okay,
question.
so the first 5 questions or 6 questions are strictly basketball questions. The last 4 questions are random, with it being football,
Just
hockey,
sport related?
and sport related, just all over the place. So,
Okay.
I told Max to make the last question sort of fun.
yeah,
Something,
and they're
something,
interesting.
something new, but still the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
still
I didn't give him-
sports related at least. So, to start off, in 2011, Ron Artest changed his name to what? All right. So what we're gonna do here is each person gets the opportunity to answer, and they both get to have the opportunity to not yell, but get their own time given. So,
Meta World Peace.
Yeah, matter of peace.
okay.
Good job, you all. 1 for 1.
I got 1 right. I'm
Alright.
happy. I can
You
lose
guys,
the quiz now.
it's gonna get. I would say that it gets harder
Yeah.
as it goes on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
in question 2, what non-NBA team did Tony Parker captain for?
I think I got it.
Tony Parker? Oh, this is going to make me sound stupid, but okay. Spain.
France national team.
Is it France?
Yes.
I didn't know
I
where
knew
he was
he was
from.
French.
I
I
didn't
knew
know
he
where he
was
was from.
Question 3. So 1-0.
No, 2-1.
2-1.
We both got the meta piece.
Oh right, you guys get points for sure.
2-1.
I didn't know. I forgot he was. I didn't know where he was
I knew he
from.
was
2-1. Where did Shaq finish his career?
I got it.
I think
I
I
know
got it. This
You
might
go
be right.
first.
Boston.
Boston.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was
Yeah.
Boston or like Orlando.
You started in Orlando.
I know, but fuck, I don't know.
Who won? So what's the score then?
3-2.
3-2. Okay. Who won the 2016 Slam Dunk contest?
I got it.
Shoot.
It was an iconic dunk contest.
I know it's the
Don't
one.
give him a-
It's the,
don't give
it's
him
the
a
one.
hint.
It's the one Aaron Gordon got ripped off on. Is it not?
Don't give me a hint. Go ahead, Brandon.
Give me a
Because I know the answer.
Good for
I know
you.
the answer.
Good for you. Good for you. Let me think.
Da-na.
This actually,
Da-na.
You guys are
my description has been dead on so far.
You've been pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I should know this, but
We're gonna do the Japanese. Da-na-na-na-na.
Okay, so if Noah answers, you don't get a chance because you're just gonna say what he says.
exactly. So give me a moment. It was either this one or the one after that Aaron Gordon got ripped off on.
Okay.
But who ripped him off? Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah.
There we go.
I shouldn't have
Give
given
me
that much
time. Give me
I
time.
shouldn't have.
I gave you time.
Not yeah. I
Lots of
shouldn't
time.
have. Whatever.
I
Alright.
feel like 30 seconds.
This one's gonna slump you boys. So.
Okay, I'm
Question
4-3.
5.
You got all of them.
What's the score?
4-3.
4-3,
He's
man.
got all of them. I just
In
missed
what
one.
country was Steve Nash born?
Country?
Country.
I got it.
I don't. Okay, you go ahead, Brandon.
Well, he said it's going to stump us since Steve Nash is a Canadian, so I'm going to say the States.
No.
Australia.
No.
Oh.
Canada.
He was born in South Africa.
South
Oh, I knew
Africa.
that.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't think Australia.
Alright, finally.
If you didn't say it was going to stump us, I probably would have said Canada.
I would have said Canada too,
You know
probably.
who was born in Australia?
Ben
that-
Simmons?
no. Kyrie. Well, yes.
Kyrie was born.
Kyrie
in
Irving was born in Australia for some reason. But yeah, he
For
was
some
For
reason.
some reason.
For some reason, it's a science. His parents decided to have him.
Yeah, just go
Well,
over
it's
us.
just weird that he lives in the States. Okay, question 6. So what's the score now?
4-3.
4-3 still.
Okay.
We both got that wrong.
What Hall of Fame duo was named after jumping in the pool?
What sport is this?
Basketball.
Are they already in the Hall of Fame?
No.
What?
No, Hall of Fame worthy.
Oh,
For
okay.
jumping in a pool? I don't know. Do you know it?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you guys laughing?
No
It's a
reason.
stupid question, is it not? Okay.
Yeah, this is a
Don't give me
stupid
hints.
question. Teammates. So are they currently teammates?
I'm not gonna say.
Come
shit.
on, I gave
No,
you so
no,
many
no.
hints.
No,
I
we
gave
didn't.
you-
No,
I
we
gave
didn't.
you guys hints
For
on
one
one.
question. We
No,
already
for
gave you.
like 4 of them.
No, for like one.
No, you guys are false. I gave you
I
hints.
only you only gave us hints if
Okay,
we both
can
didn't
you
know.
get-
It wasn't only if one didn't
Okay.
know.
Can you get like a timer?
No, shut up.
Okay.
Okay, so they're...
10 seconds.
No, fuck off. Alright, currently... LeBron and Irving.
No.
Curry and Clay.
And Splash Brothers.
Splash Bros.
Oh. Well, I thought you meant actually jumping in a pool.
Yeah, what's named after jumping in a pool? It's
Splash.
Splash
I thought you meant they physically jumped in a pool and there was a viral video of it. That's why I was like, I don't know.
I'm a 5'3".
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
I love this quiz.
You guys talked about the answers.
No, we
before.
didn't.
No, we didn't.
I
That's
know,
not that
I'm
hard of a concept.
kidding. I'm kidding.
What NFL player famously changed his name to match with his jersey number?
I got it.
I don't got it. Go ahead.
Chad Ochocinco.
He
Chad
used to be
Johnson.
Chad Johnson. He changed it.
I don't know who that is.
Ochocinco.
I don't know. Who that is.
8'5".
Question 8.
Played for the Bengals.
I
This
don't
is
know
a
who
hockey
that is.
question. Who was the last player to leave the league never wearing a helmet?
I got it. No, I don't. Do I? Maybe I
Brandon?
don't.
Gordie Howe.
I was gonna say.
You don't know?
I
No,
was gonna
Gordie
say
Howe.
Gordie Howe too.
Craig McCabe.
I don't know.
I don't know who that is either.
I did.
I'm up 6-3.
Question 9. What sport has been attempted to play on the moon?
Basketball.
Golf.
Oh yeah, that makes sense actually.
Zero gravity. The ball just.
Brandon, you still have a chance in this.
No, it doesn't.
What's
I'm
this
up
for?
6-3.
Oh, yes. Okay, this
Last
question is okay.
This question's worth 4 points.
3 points. 3 points.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
with
give
3
you a
points, then
tie,
we'll go to
'cause
overtime.
Then I'll find a bonus question. I'm not letting Brandon win off one question. What trophy was created before the league?
What league?
I'm not telling you.
Why would you tell you the league? Because then you know the trophy.
What trophy? Say the question again.
What
trophy
trophy was created before the league?
The league started before the league was actually a league.
Okay. All right. I got my answer.
I think I'm just gonna answer it. Just gonna screw it.
Yeah. The Stanley Cup.
I was gonna say the Lombardi Trophy.
The Stanley Cup. It's a tie game. Woo!
No way. Okay, that doesn't count the win if you win.
Yes, it does. Lars. You were the one who said 3.
You said 4.
I said
I
Yeah.
said
yeah.
Okay, 4. Now you're on the spot, Max. You gotta find a
I just
question.
searched up bonus question. I wasn't even thinking about sports.
Bonus question. What is 75?
What
plus
sport is it gonna
64?
be?
We're gonna have to go off Google search.
We're gonna find out what sport it is right now. Max, you want me to win, so everyone's 1-1.
What?
You want me to win, so that all of us are 1-1. You can
Oh, I
take
thought
the
you were
reins
saying
next
that you're
week.
accusing me of cheating.
No, never. I mean, you probably are, but I wouldn't accuse you of it. Do. Now you're on the hot seat, Max. Come on, it's taking so long, man.
Wait. No.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Put in filler music on the podcast. Some rock and roll.
Bow.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
I love rock and roll.
Okay, Maxie. Any question will do.
Okay, I'm just.
Should have been prepared.
I'm actually gonna put in Jeopardy music behind this.
You should.
Over you taking forever to answer, and Max coming up with a bonus question.
Yeah, if you guys look at the podcast, you'll realize how long you guys took to answer. from
Okay,
the
in 2018.
Oh, no.
I should not know this.
Oh.
You're gonna need to find another one.
No. Who won the 2018 Tennis French Open?
Male or female?
Male.
I'm gonna just throw out a random answer.
There's only a couple names.
I know,
you guys
that's what
and
I'm
it is
thinking.
one of the names that you would know. If there's any names that you guys would know,
Bill's gonna
it's one
get
of
this just off a guess. I'm gonna lose my mind.
I don't know about tennis, but I know tennis names, and this is one of the names you should know.
Fedorov.
I was gonna say Nadal. Yes! Ralph and Nadal!
There you go.
2-0,
You
baby.
can take a tennis win. You can have it.
That's gonna wrap it
You can
up,
have it.
guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.